Introducing first in the corner to my right, representing the first graduating class of the Beyond Institute of Professional Wrestling, weighing in at 198 pounds, beware of Draeger! His opponent in the corner to my left, representing the 203, weighing in at 200 pounds, he is the co-holder of the IWTV Independent Wrestling Tag Team Championship, one half of the Miracle Generation, Kylon King!
As here we go, Kylon King one-on-one with Draeger here. We saw what happened last time. These two went one-on-one. Of course, Draeger, very inexperienced. I'm not even sure he has 15 matches to his name yet. And you know, as well as anyone, it really takes, what, 2-3 years before you're like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing in here.
Yeah, professional wrestling is rarely mastered. It's something to be studied, and you just grow and grow and just try your best to be your best. Draeger in this contest definitely outclassed in terms of experience. I really think the way he finds victory tonight is taking those little moments Kylon has where he thinks that the match is already over. He needs to be dominant in those moments.
Kylon. Well, Draeger doesn't seem to be having fun with what Kylon's doing, but Kylon has a good time.
Yeah, he's not enjoying the sound, the applause, nothing. All Draeger's thinking about is victory.
As here we go.
And you hear Draeger saying that he doesn't want to be in this crowd any longer than he has to. Definitely not making any friends, allies, or colleagues here in Spencer, Massachusetts. And even taking his time with the lockup. This isn't a Thursday night in the White Eagle. Time is not a major issue in this type of contest. They can take their time, and Draeger utilizing that to full effect now with that initial belly-to-back suplex.
Collar and elbow tie-up. The one thing about Kylon King that people always underestimate about him is his explosiveness. I mean, people really look at him and they probably think high flyer, right? You know, just based on the aesthetic. But he's as powerful as just about anybody pound for pound.
Yeah, if you're not doing proper match study, tape study on Kylon King, you're going to have an issue. And if you disrespect Kylon King, you're going to have an issue too. Just slap the taste right out of Draeger's mouth and slams him down with authority. Goodness.
And now Kylon going right into a side headlock. We talked about it a little bit earlier about knowing when to slow things down. Kylon has definitely learned that aspect because in the first couple of years of his career, when we would see him at Beyond Wrestling or even in the early days of opening, I mean, he was nonstop, and a lot of times it would cost him.
And he was flying around like a bee of honey, but now he's found a way to slow it down and utilize that strength as well, utilize that explosiveness in a greater facet, and now he's able to maintain his win for longer contests.
Here we go. Shoulder block. Draeger goes down. Kylon really being in control, but Draeger, as much as he's inexperienced, he has this viciousness about him that really makes him impressive in the early going, much like that drop kick was very impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive, explosive, and vicious. I have to go back to that slap. Kylon slapped the boy like he owed him money. Just really coming out of this contest, violent.
Charges in. There's a back elbow. Snapmare takeover. Boot to the face. Hits that senton, makes the cover. Draeger getting that shoulder up, and Kylon, we're used to seeing him in tag team action, but he is no slouch when it comes to singles competition. I know you remember that incredible one-on-one contest at Wrestling Open he had with Leo Rush in 2023.
Kylon King can't take anything away from the young man. He was trained specifically looking to become a heavyweight, a singles champion, and him and Dustin, just by happenstance and their friendship, crafted this remarkable tag team. And now he's utilizing that information to change his career ever so slightly in the realm of Wrestling Open. And right now, Kylon King looking at Draeger. Draeger getting back into the ring and really looking worse for wear. This has not started in a way that has been advantageous for Draeger's future potential victory in this contest.
As placing Draeger up against that corner. Wow.
You said it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, for many years, Roderick Strong had the reputation as having the strongest chop. Kylon's getting up there.
Yeah, Kylon, here we go again.
As there is one right to the center of the sternum.
And he's just peppering him with chops throughout the entirety of his chest.
Draeger out of the way, tries throwing one himself. Kylon hits the last one, but Draeger looked like he was able to at least get his hand up or at least move a little bit, so the blow wasn't as hard as it could have been.
And talk about a hard blow. Kylon King taking a big pletz there at the end. The back of his head hitting the mat. I think his hair and do-rag are the only thing that softened the blow, but now another big slam to Kylon King.
Down is Kylon, one half of the tag team champions. And a victory over someone like Kylon would mean the world to somebody like Draeger, because not only would it cement himself as far and away the biggest win of his career, but imagine what that would do for him at Wrestling Open.
You'd have to imagine the trajectory. Wow, what a chop. The trajectory of his career would be similar to that of Jermaine Marbury's possibly with this kind of victory.
And look at Draeger saying, look what you did, and he's giving it right back. You know what? I'll give it to him. He's not backing down here.
You get slapped and chopped like that, you better give it back. He's trying to get his arm in the way. Draeger's still getting peppered up by Kylon. He's got no skin left on that chest.
Ducks the clothesline. And again, Draeger catches him. Big body slam by the youngster. And man, like I said, Draeger's a very arrogant person. His attitude does not rub people the right way, but he is not showing a single shred of backing down here against somebody like Kylon King.
Yeah, Kylon King came at him visceral, vicious in a way that I really didn't expect from this contest, but Draeger proving that he has the mettle to stand up to that beating. Draeger mouthing off to the fans, and that was the last thing he should have done. Now Kylon King taking advantage. Back chop, chest chops. The assault continues.
Inside out goes Kylon King off the Irish whip in the corner as he rolls Kylon right in. And that's not an easy technique. You know as well as I do that to be able to flip somebody over like that, you not only need the strength to do it, but there's that technique with the wrist you need to throw in there. He was able to do that flawlessly.
Yeah, and it's something he's accustomed to do. I think Draeger really, it shows in his wrestling that he's focused on his basics and executing them in the most vicious way possible. Draeger stays within his wheelhouse and does what he can to utilize his current set to find victory.
As here we go. Kylon coming right back in with those forearm strikes. Catches that. Kick to the chin. Second clothesline.
Kylon trying to use that space. Exploder!
Drops him right on his neck, and he is not done. Makes the cover. And he did make the cover eventually. It took him a second or two. I feel like, considering the tone of this contest, I feel like Kylon wants to give Draeger a little more.
Kylon was really there trying to make a decision, decided it was best to let cooler heads prevail and go for a victory, but there's a net breaker. Draeger.
Huge neck breaker from Draeger. As he is down, Kylon now has to try to will himself back up because Draeger is doing everything he can to stay in this game.
And right now, Kylon getting out the way, immediately goes for the gut after staying high first, but now big kick to the chest.
To that second rope. There's a drop kick.
Kylon trying to get Spencer Mass behind him.
Going to that second rope. Kylon is trying to position himself for perhaps that superplex. Usually he does this in tag team action. And he hits it, muscling Draeger up. And he gets the win.
The time of the fall, 9 minutes, 12 seconds. Here's your winner, Kylon King.
Kylon King picking up the victory here at the Food Truck Showdown. Nicely done, as Draeger gave it everything he had, showed a lot of toughness, but in the end, it's Kylon picking up the win.
Kylon, wow, the beating that he gave Draeger, just incredible, but Draeger showing toughness, showing resolve, and able to get through this contest to a point. Victory for Kylon King.